CEO of Galaxy, and this morning his firm is launching a financial platform that now targets individual investors. It's not just about crypto anymore. It also includes stocks and everything else. This is a major milestone for you.
Yeah, it is. You know, you guys have made me so famous. I walk down the streets and people ask me what I think all the time. And so we decided, let's take what Galaxy has built for institutions and bring it to retail.
And so how much of this is about crypto versus a straight-up retail stock platform?
Listen, I think the world is going to move from accounts, right, having bank accounts and brokerage accounts, to wallets. And so this is our first step at saying, hey, the Galaxy One wallet, right, is going to be a regulated entity that deals with stocks, you know, and times credit. We'll roll out staking. We'll roll out all the products that...
So this is basically an effort to compete against the banks. You think that long-term, the Quick family, the Kernan family, the Sorkin family will not have a bank account at Bank of America or Chase, or we're going to talk to Fifth Third later today, but they're going to have all their money at Galaxy?
I think you're going to see a lot of money move into both. You're going to see a lot of money migrate on chain. We won't have that access, but you're also going to have people that are still having banks, but you're going to have all that at one place. Right now, right, you've got a bank account, and you got to shift that money somewhere else to buy stocks. You got a brokerage account, you want to buy crypto, you got to go somewhere else. And so we think all of that's going to aggregate in one place.
Okay, if that is true, then it upends the entire banking model and is actually going to take some liquidity out of the market in terms of the ability to, I mean, I know you're talking about staking, but the idea of to provide credit to the world.
Listen, you're going to see stable coins take money out of bank deposits. That's going to happen, right? So then you're going to see credit be replaced.
And just to sort of level set for the audience who may not understand what staking is or may not understand what a stable coin really is, you're suggesting effectively this idea that to back the stable coins, money's going to come out of the banks that would have otherwise gone to treasuries at the banks, but going to live in treasuries to back the stable coin.
Yes, in time that will happen.
Okay.
100%. And, you know, it's not going to happen all overnight. It'll slowly happen. People are going to want yield. One of the things we're doing at this offering is we're offering a premium yield, 8%, and we're offering a...
So how are you doing that? Explain that. So one of the things that's fascinating about this product is 8%. I think most people would love to. I'd take 8% all day. Well, all day long if I could get 8%.
Come join Galaxy One. You're a perfect candidate.
Okay, but by the way, we've had situations where BlockFi and Celsius and others offered all sorts of crazy rates for things. It wasn't backed by enough, and in the end didn't work.
The cost of capital for crypto firms is still high, and so we can still make money borrowing money at 8%. That will come down over time as more money comes in. That's just the straight-up answer.
What's the safety margin, though?
Well, Galaxy's got over $3 billion in equity on our balance sheet. I've got more than half of my net worth there, and I don't want to go bankrupt.
Bitcoin, 125,000. We've had a lot of people come on here say it could go to Tom Lee come on say what 200,000 by Christmas.
We had people at 107 hoping it was going to 60.
Listen, we're in a bull market, and what happened over the weekend? We have a new Japanese prime minister. Really dovish, much more dovish than the market expected. Every country keeps saying, well, we're going to get fiscally conservative later. Right? The United States, we were supposed to have, right, Scott Bessent and Elon Musk were going to bend the curve on debt to GDP, and instead we're going the other direction.
Is that why you want to spend so much money all the time on Democratic policies? Or is it's in your own vested interest? Is that why you're such a lefty?
That's it.
Because you're talking your own. That would make sense.
I just think the stories just keep getting fuel, and we're in a crypto bull market, and so
I think we're in a crypto bull market is because we are in a bull market more broadly. I don't know if you agree with that or not, and I think the reason we're in a bull market more broadly is because we're in an AI bull market.
There's 100% correlation. Risk assets are going up because people have euphoria over this new technology.
Okay, and so then the broader question goes to maybe where Jim Cramer was just before. He thinks there's a lot of skepticism out there about what this all portends. And he's not wrong. I think there is skepticism. By the way, David Solomon, I think over the weekend made some comments in Italy where he said, look, there will be an equity drawdown at some point along the way when you get into these sort of bull, almost bubblicious markets. At some point there is. I don't know if you think it looks like, 1999 or looks like something else?
Yeah, we debate all the time, is this 1998 or 1999?
But the idea that it's one of the two is telling.
Yes, listen, every single long-term professional investor I know is nervous. They're nervous that they don't want to miss out on the last giant leg.
Right.
Remember, the NASDAQ went 44% from December 31.99 to whatever, March 20th. 44%. The biggest moves of these bubbles
come at the end.
Markets come at the end.
Right. But then the idea is, can you get on and off the train before it crashes? I mean, you're saying that's the game? I mean, that's quite a game.
Listen, great bubbles, right, happen around technologies that fundamentally change the world, right? The internet, our bubble was 99. We didn't even get Facebook and the iPhone for 5, 6, 7 years later. Right.
Welcome to the Cryptoteacher. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think. And make sure you join the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. Also, go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come. And we have Mike Novogratz. And never forget, he's a Goldman Sachs guy. So he's only going to give you half the truth. And now he has a fintech app. We're going to go from bank accounts to wallets. And we know that is a fact for the new fourth industrial revolution. And in that wallet, your AI agent is going to be working for your digital twin. And remember, the Cryptoteacher told you. But he's asked a key question when it comes to these yields. How are you offering 8%? And of course, the Goldman Sachs guy didn't give us a real answer. Plus, we know, because I went over this earlier, is not insured by the FDIC. So we know how this movie ends. The first ones in are going to make money. The last ones out are going to lose money. And remember, the Cryptoteacher told you. And then he talks about Japan. And guys, we know Japan is going to raise rates. And it's going to send a rumble through this economy because they own a whole lot of United States debt that nobody wants. And I mean nobody. And then he talks about the bubble. And we're clearly in an AI bubble. We're definitely back during the internet bubble. And again, I'm an old man. I've seen this movie before. And they're about to bust this bubble because it's time to build. And all the power is going to end up in a few hands. And we have this bubble. So therefore, they can bring in the machines. The robots, algorithms, and drones get to take over the economy. And remember, the Cryptoteacher told you. And your corporations are going to be your new government. If you have the NWO book, you know what's going to happen. Now, we have the government shutdown. And of course, guys, we get our popcorn, sit back, and let it play out. We'll see what they do tonight. But the longer this drags out, who takes the hit? That's right, the consumer. The average person, the poor people. That's who take the beating. The politicians, of course, are paid puppets. They're getting paid regardless. But remember, while we're on this shutdown, they're moving us over to blockchain. And remember, the Cryptoteacher told you. Now we have Fifth Third Bank to buy Comerica. And we're going to continue on seeing consolidation in all sectors of this economy. Remember, we're living in a fragmented world. They have to break up everything in order to bring the machines in. Get rid of this whole legacy market so the new digital economy can take over. Small and medium-sized businesses and banks get swallowed up by these big banks and big corporations. So therefore, we can go to a level playing field, and we're getting off this fractional reserve lending. Real-time settlement means they need plenty of liquidity. These small and medium-sized banks will not be able to survive. And that's the reason why we're going to have consolidation. If you've been with me from the beginning, I already told you the steps. So guys, remember, this is a plan. It moves in phases. And then we have Trump to the home builders. It's time to build, bringing back the American dream. And we know, guys, if you don't have a job, you don't want to sign anything for 20 or 30 years. If you're a millennial, Generation Z, and you're sitting at home with your parents, keep saving your money and buy with cash. It does not take a long time to save $200,000, especially if you're investing properly and you're not out here being a consumer. If you can stay focused, it will definitely pay off. It doesn't matter what economy that you're in. And with this new economy, you now will be able to invest with people all around the world. Remember, guys, this technology can be used for good or evil. When you first start a business or you're thinking about a business idea, most of the time, the closest people, friends and family, don't believe in you. It's always the outsiders. Now you can touch these outsiders a whole lot easier, and then plus, they actually can invest in your goal, your dream. And this will be the first time ever with tokenization where you actually can help the globe. Just you, just one person, not being a big corporation. One person can take this technology and change the world for the better. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Said repeatedly, Caitlin, this conversation about layoffs would not be happening right now if the Democrats did not vote to shut the government down. And as I also said last briefing as well, we are $37 trillion in debt, and the government is not receiving any cash. So someone has to look at the balance sheet and be good stewards of the American taxpayer dollar. And layoffs are an unfortunate consequence of that. Term, for example. Well, as I'm telling you now, this administration is focusing on checking the balance sheet and ensuring we're doing the right thing by the American taxpayer. And again, these conversations about layoffs would not be happening in the White House today if not for the Democrat shutdown. And they have a choice to change that. They have another opportunity tonight to do the right thing to reopen the government.
In Comerica, on a more than $10 billion deal, shares headed in the opposite directions this morning. Leslie Picker joins us for more on the story. Leslie, this is what you were expecting, right? More bank deals.
This is what we've been talking about for a long time, Sarah. Comerica shares up about 14%, but still trading at a bit of a discount relative to the purchase price. And as one analyst pointed out on the call, it's only a 15% premium to where the stock traded 25 years ago. So the first question we asked Fifth Third CEO earlier on Squawk Box was, why Comerica and why now? Tim Spence said it really comes down to mid-cap banking, the firm's mid-cap banking business, and geographic expansion.
From a Comerica perspective, we're going to be able to take their middle market platform, their specialty verticals, and scale them across our entire footprint. And what Fifth Third will bring to the table is the know-how and the best-in-class de novo branch opening program that has been so successful for us in the Southeast.
For regionals, many CEOs have lamented for years that regulatory costs have crowded out their other investments, limiting their growth. Scale through M&A can help afford this compliance while also investing and growing. So that's been the bull case for bank consolidation for quite some time, but many executives have been concerned about getting regulatory approval. Spence told CNBC that he is confident this deal with Comerica would have gotten approved in the prior administration, but he said in this current environment, deal approvals are coming quickly, which is important for their talent retention, Carl.
You made the point with Jim in the 9 today. The premium doesn't quite get you back to the highs of 22 on the Comerica side.
Yeah, exactly. It's certainly taken a hit in the publicly traded market. It's been quite volatile in the last few years. A lot of that has to do with the fact that their balance sheet is so asset sensitive, and therefore they have some interest rate hedges that have caused some volatility. It's limited some earnings potential. And so they basically said that in this deal, they have a certain type of accounting, purchase accounting, which allows them to negate a lot of those hedges that have been such a headwind to the company for quite some time, especially as we go into a lower interest rate environment. So basically, the deal itself essentially negates some of the headwinds there, and that's kind of one of the cases that was made by an activist investor that had been pushing Comerica to sell.
President calling out the home builders in a new Truth Social post saying the FHFA can help. But Kenneth, our Diana Olick has that story today. Hey, Diana.
Hey, Carl. Yeah, President Trump posted that the home builders have to start building homes. They're sitting on 2 million empty lots, a record. He said, I'm asking Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to get big home builders going and by doing so, help restore the American dream. Now, FHFA Director Bill Pulte, who oversees Fannie and Freddie, posted that he would do just that. Pulte then told me he would start meeting with builders today. Now, when I asked him specifically what FHFA could do, he said only we shall see. We have a lot of tools as the main buyer of mortgages. So let's start with the claim that builders are, quote, sitting on a record number of lots. 2.2 million is about right for the 15 public home builders, but it is not a record, according to Zelman Associates. Barely a quarter of those are actually ready for construction, though, as in have roads and sewers and local approvals. And it's not like the builders don't want to build. Analyst Ivy Zelman told me their goal is to move that lot as fast as possible, simply because it costs them to carry it. Now, this chart shows the amount of homes being built relative to demand, and it's still currently over 100%, meaning builders are actually overbuilding. And they're aggressively building speculative homes, that is, homes without a buyer. Lennar has said on earnings calls over and over that they're doing this despite margin pressure because there's so much pent-up demand that could be unleashed with lower mortgage rates. And that gets us to what could Fannie and Freddie really do? Now, most analysts I spoke with said, not much. No one wants to see them lower underwriting standards like they did back in 2006, which of course ended in the worst foreclosure crisis since the Great Depression. What they really want to see, Sarah, and the builders tell me this to a person, is they want the federal government to put pressure on states and local municipalities to ease the regulatory environment, because that would make home building faster and cheaper.
Yeah, well, now the pressure's on them. I mean,
going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box, provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're going to get more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Basak. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy. And you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.